I'm telling you about PRINCE2. Okay, so PRINCE2 is basically based on UK. It's governed by UK, that is XLOS, which is written here, right? And XLOS is a governing body, and under XLOS we have multiple certification organization like PeopleCert, Exen, all. Okay, and then we have some training organization. So as we are a training organization who are delivering PRINCE2 trainings on behalf of PeopleCert. So I am accredited trainer for PeopleCert. Okay, so you can check my credentials on PeopleCert. So this is PRINCE2, right? So PRINCE2 version 2. So this is the version 2 we are discussing here. So now what is PRINCE2? PRINCE2 is a best practice for project management. It's a method, okay? So now if I will show you my agenda for today, right? For this demonstrate. So what is my agenda? So first, learning objectives. What is PRINCE2 certification, right? Syllabus. What is the structure of PRINCE2, and what is the course outline? So what we will do for this. So these are the learning objectives we have. So if I will talk about the architecture, if I will talk about the framework for PRINCE2, so the structure is PTPT. Okay, so this PTPT means principles, themes, processes, and tailoring. Okay, so this is the structure we have. 7 principles we have, 7 themes we have, 7 processes we have, and tailoring. Okay, so if I will describe one by one, if I will describe what is principles. So principles are kind of the guidelines. So PRINCE2 defined some guidelines like they have 7 guidelines. So you need to follow those guidelines as the principles. Second, we have themes. So themes are my aspects. Okay, so these are my main aspects where a project manager needs to concentrate, right? If you are managing any project, so you have some constraints, you have some aspects. So these are my main aspects, 7 aspects. If I will tell you some of these 7. So plan is 1, quality is 2nd, change is 3rd, business case is 4th, progress we have 5th. So like that, we have total 7 themes here, and these are my main aspects we need to do. Then 7 processes. Okay, so these are the phases we have in PRINCE2. Okay, so if I will talk about any project, right? So what is project first? So project is my, the definition of a project is it's a temporary. So if I will compare projects with, the operations, so projects are my temporary and operations are my ongoing process. So if I'm talking about projects, because PRINCE2 is a best practice for project management, I told you, right? So here we have some phases. So to manage any project, and as I told you, all projects are temporary, right? So how we will manage our projects, right? So there we have some phases. First, we need to initiate my project. Then we need to do some planning for my project. Then we need to execute my project. Then, so while I'm doing planning, execution, I need to monitor and control my project. And finally, I'm delivering my project, right? So these are the main phases. So here, these 7 processes are my phases. So from startup to close. Okay, so these are the 7 processes we have. And then last we have tailoring. So tailoring means customization. I told you about, the processes. I told you processes are my, the phases I told you, startup to close. We need to start, we need to plan. Okay, then we need to execute the project, then we monitor and control, then we need to close. So these are my processes. I will tell you what 7 processes we have. Then tailoring means PRINCE2 is for, large projects as well as for small projects. So PRINCE2 we can apply for large and small. If I will talk about PMP in other hand, so PMP I can apply only for large projects. Okay. So I will compare both. I will compare both PRINCE2 versus PMP after this, right? So tailoring means you can apply this PRINCE2 in a small projects, for a small projects as well as for a large projects. Okay, so I will let you know what principles we have already in my slide, on my slide. So talk about one example. So that is learn from experience. There is one principle that is learn from experience. Okay, so we know. So there is one more characteristics about project, that is project is unique. Project will always be unique. So it could be similar but not same. So there is one principle that says learn from experience. Okay, so that principle means you can learn everything. Okay, so how you did risk management there, how you identified risk there, okay, how you did quality planning there. So everything you can learn. So that principle says learn from experience. So after every project ends, so what we are doing, we are creating a lessons learned. So that is the final documentation for our project. Okay. So when we are delivering our project, so that we are creating for future projects. As I told you that projects could be similar, right? So if you need anything from past project, you can learn. So that principle says lessons learned, learn from experience. So this is one principle defined here. So second, what we have, business justification, right? So I was talking about the tailoring. So tailoring means customization. So as I told you, you can use this PRINCE2 methodology in for a large project, for a small project. Okay, so based on project size, based on project complexity, so you can tailor, you can customize your themes, you can customize the things, principles. So that means the tailoring. So in PRINCE2 we have two certifications. One is foundation, and second we have practitioner. This is 1 hour duration. We can provide you online exam as well as paper exam, both, and this is a closed book. While I will talk about the practitioner. So practitioner is my open book. Okay, so here we have one case study. So this is what is practitioner, what you did in foundation. So you are doing practice for that. So structure, I told you, principles, themes, processes, and tailoring. So training you are doing for foundation, and practice in practitioner, what you are doing, what you have done in foundation. So based on case study, based on scenario, so you are doing practice here in practitioner. So then practitioner, I told you, this is the base on foundation. So you are doing practice here, right? So we have some case studies, right? So case studies, you are doing one scenario booklet, one question booklet. Based on scenario booklet, you are solving the questions. So total 8 questions we have. And for all the 8 questions, we have some parts. Question number 1, part A, part B, part C, like this. So total 8 questions we have, 2.5 hour duration we have, and passing percentage what we have, 55 here. And this is an open book. So PRINCE2 foundation manual you can use here for your practitioner exam. So this practitioner is also for we are providing online as well as offline, I mean paper based. So usually we are preferring paper based, not online. So this is the syllabus I told you, principles, themes, processes, and tailoring. And this is the these are the chapters we have in foundation. Now if I will discuss the introduction. So we have many challenges in organization today. Right? So to remove those challenges, we are using the best practices, right? So PRINCE2 is I told you, PRINCE2 is a best practice for project management, and this is a UK based. Now, if I will talk about PMP is also a best practice for project management, but that is US based, right? So then what PRINCE2 definition about project? So project, I told you that is a temporary, okay? So why we need project management? 6 aspects if I'm talking about here. So these are the 6 variables for PRINCE2: constraints, introduction, structure we will discuss, and benefit of PRINCE2. Okay, there is one chat. Yeah, I'm telling you the challenges, right? So there are some example about challenges. So managing current business, this is one challenge. Transforming business operations so as to in changing business circumstances, this is the second type of challenge. This is the example of challenges of our organization. Okay, so to remove these challenges, we need to use the best practices. Okay, so PRINCE2 is my best practice for project management, so we can remove many challenges. So if we are using PRINCE2, so every time we can deliver a successful project. So if we are using, you know, the PMP also, any best practice, so that means we are delivering a successful thing always. So this is the definition, temporary word I use, right? So projects are temporary. There is a start date, there is an end date for any project. Organization means roles and responsibility. Okay. So purpose of delivering one or more business products according to agreed business case. One thing that is business case, and what business case means viability, achievable, and desirable. Okay, so viable means project can deliver a product. Achievable means what you are achieving, what benefit you are achieving, and desirable means what you desire, right? So what cost, what time, what risk, right? So that is the definition of a business case: viable, desirable, and achievable. Okay. So second definition says a change is introduced by means of project. So if there is any major change, so that introduce a project, right? So that is also a characteristics of a project, that is a change. So here we have the list of, you know, the characteristics of our project. So change, any addition, any modification. Temporary, I told you this is, you know, the start date, end date. Okay. And if I will talk about cross functional, so in our project, we have different members, different team members. Those are my cross functional. We have designers, we have testers, we have developers. The projects will be unique also. It could be similar, but not same. And then last, we have uncertainty. Uncertainty means risk. So what risk we have for our projects, we need to identify those risks. Okay. So this is my definitions, and, you know, this is my characteristics. Then this is my project management planned and control. Okay, so after controlling and delegating. Okay, so according to PRINCE2, these are my plan, delegate, monitor, and control. So first you need to plan, then delegate. You are delegating your work to your below team. Then monitor, when you are executing, so you need to monitor, and then you need to control. Control means if anything is going wrong, okay, if you are behind schedule, if you are ahead schedule, you need to control that. So this is my project management according to PRINCE2. And introduction about this, it is non-proprietary project management method. This is a public framework. It is generic methodology that can be applied to any project, any industry, any domain. Okay. So this is for any industry, any domain. We can apply. So any product specific development methodology, management aspects of PRINCE2. So recently they have introduced a new certification, that is PRINCE2 plus Agile. So they have integrated PRINCE2 framework with Agile framework, right? So this is the meaning of any product specific development methodology we can add with this. Okay. And what PRINCE2 doesn't provide, so this is not providing any tools and techniques which is covered in PMP. So this is one difference between PMP and PRINCE2. So in PMP, we have many tools and techniques. Like if I'm talking about, okay, how you will do the estimations. Okay, so there are 3 techniques: analogous, parametric, part, right? So that is not covered here. It's a method, how you will execute, how you will do your project, right? So tools and techniques are not covered here. So this is one, a technique on value analysis. This is for project performance, which is not covered. Leadership and motivational skills are also not covered here, which is covered in PMP. Okay. So then 6 aspects we have: cost, time, quality, scope, risk, and benefit. Okay. So these are the main constraints. Okay. So we need to take care of these while we are doing our projects. So these are the 6 variables: cost, time, quality, scope, and benefit.